Three lectures. One is the introduction to Python, how to configure that one. Second lecture, we have started with the basic commands like comments, how to run a program, how to display the print the messages, etc. Now in the third lecture, we have discussed about lists. Now also we have seen many different options to modify the list, to organize the list, to sort the list, and to avoid the indentations error. Now in the lecture 4, we are going to study about tuples, how to get the data from tuples, etc. So let us see the objectives here. How to create a numerical list of items, and working with a little bit of list, a part, not the complete list. What is a tuple? And we can use the while loops, the conditional tests like continue, uh, break. Like in Java, you have the statements, reserve keywords like continue. Similarly, here you have that one break keyword is there. So those keywords we will use, also available in Python. We will use those things. And what is our syntax, examples, programs for the if statements, and using these if statements, how you will operate it on the lists. So these are the objectives that we cover in our fourth lecture. Okay, so I will where is that, present it. So this is your fourth lecture, slicing statistics and tuples. So what we are going to discuss is about making, how to create a lists, how to work with the part of a list, creating tuples, if conditions, okay, another conditional statements in the while loop, those keywords we will study. Then finally using if statements with the lists. Fine. Now see here how to create a numerical list. So far you have seen the list of items that we created using strings. Now this is the list which you are going to create with the help of uh, this syntax functions like range. So range function, you put it in the for loop. For, this is a variable name in this particular range. In the last class we have seen for variable in lists, then we are printing that one. So now here Python's range function is easy to generate a series of numbers. So starting from 1 to 6. So this is a starting number, this is the ending number. Okay, so if I want to display the data between 1 to 5, I will give this, I will use this range function. Okay, for value in range 1 comma 6. So it will print me 1 to 5. Okay, so let us see here, like Genie. Open this app, what happened? What happened? Why it is not opening? So the technical problems we are getting. Genie download. So Genie download. We already downloaded the Genie. Windows 1.36. Okay, I will see this one later. So by that time, we can work with idle. Okay, so here new file for val in range of 1 to 6. Indentation, then print val. Okay, so save this file, save as in your working directory. So my working directory I created here. So this is numerical lists. It's a Python file. Okay, I will try to run invalid syntax. What is the syntax invalid? Tell me what I have done the mistake. What mistake I have done?
Mister, you forgot the color.
Colon, 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 colon. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 5, I am 20. So this is a list. So the data is inside the list. Before we have operated on strings. So that is this functionality. Okay. So we move on to this one. Like see, just you can take a variable, declare a variable and print. So you are creating a list. List function will convert the numbers into the list. Okay, so we modify this or just take one variable like my list. Okay, is equal to list of range of 1 comma 10 or 11. Okay, then print my list. Save, run. Okay, now you can see the square brackets indicates that this is a list. Okay, so after creating this range of numbers, I am converting them into a list. So using the list function. Okay, so the result is like this in the square brackets. See, we can also skip some numbers. So using this syntax in the Python to skip the numbers in the given range. Like see, two numbers we are skipping, like to print the even numbers only. So even numbers from 2 to 11. So starting with 2, ending with 10. So in between 2 and 10, 2 and 11, 2, then increment with skip 3, then it will go to 4, then 5, 6, like that. It will skip the specific numbers what you have given. Like we can give, for example, here is our file. List of range of 1 comma 11 comma 1. Print. Let's save it, run it. The spelling mistake here.
The bracket, Mr. Another one.
Okay, thank you. Gadir, Aisha.
No, Amal.
Huh? Amal. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I print. Let's see what happens. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, these are the odd numbers. Okay, like that you can print even numbers what we have shown in the previous example. So you can skip the numbers and print using this syntax. So some simple functions like finding the maximum, minimum, mean, median, average. So there are some methods like this here: maximum, minimum, and sum of digits. Okay, so you store the list in this variable, then you can calculate this sum. For example, list we have stored, then sum of my list. Okay, so sum of this one is 55. You want to customize.
Mister,
Yes, tell me.
can you increase the font size?
Size, okay. Format size. Some str. So what is this error? Tell me, what is this error? Identify what is this error. Bushra, Bushra, are you there? Bushra,
Yes, Mr.
identify what is the error this one. What error? Why this is showing error?
I don't
Simple,
know, Mr.
simple read. Type error. That this is the type error. What it is telling. Read down. Read down what it is telling.
Can you continue? A string not integer.
So what we are doing here?
Some
It will print what?
number
Data type.
integer, Mr.
So this print function will print only what?
String.
String. So we have to convert this value to, sorry, to str, this one, using this str function. Save, again run. Okay, now the sum of numbers is 55. Okay, so like this we can work on numerical list generation. Okay, so like that you can have this minimum, maximum. Okay, minimum and maximum also on that list. So you say here like print minimum number, min of min of my list. Okay, so let us try. Okay, min is 1. So similarly you can try max. Okay, like that you can try. So maximum is 10, minimum is 10, sum is this one. So this is a program to generate a numerical list and perform some statistical functions like finding the minimum, finding the maximum, finding the sum. Okay, so next we move on to this one, list comprehension. So only in one line you can generate a list. So it will combine the for loop and the new elements in a single line and add the elements to the list. See here, squares. I want to print the items like this 1, 4, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 to the power of 2 16, 5 to the power of 2 25, okay, 6 to the power of 2 36. So value star star 2. So this is the exponent. You have studied this in lecture 2, the operands like arithmetic operators, plus, subtraction, multiplication, division. So there you have seen this one. So this syntax will create the list uh, within this range, and it will print the value. So you should give some meaningful name so that you should understand what this list is. Okay. So squares is equal to square is equal to value star star 2, what is that syntax, for x in range of 1 comma 11. Okay, fine. So this is a list, so list is always in the square brackets, and print the square numbers. Square numbers are, so let us try. The value is not defined. Value. So value is the, sorry, I took x, not string. So convert that to string. See how many errors I am getting. So if you do the program, then only you will feel all these difficulties. If you don't do by thinking that it is very simple, then you will face the errors. So square numbers are like 1, 4, 9, 16, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we move on to that one. So this sixth slide is that one only. Now see here, slicing means you want to print certain values from a
Mister,
list. Yeah, tell me.
Mister,
Tell me.
please repeat the last one. I didn't understand it. It's for what?
In one line, you are creating a list. See, before this program, before how we are doing, we are first creating using the range function between 1 to 11, then converting it into list, then storing it in a list, then printing it in the console. So two steps I am doing. So instead of doing two steps, only in one step I have the list ready. Loop is there, range function is there, okay, and conversion of list is also there. So before we don't have, see, first we are printing, then after that you may convert it into list by saying that list of val. In one single line, we are doing the range function as well as the for loop we are combining. That is the difference. We are printing the square of numbers. How we are printing? This is the variable we have taken. So 1, starting number is 1. So 1 square is 1 only. Where is that output? 1 square is 1 only. Next, increment, the value will increase. So next number is 2. Okay, so the in this range 1 to 11, next number is 2. So 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So 4 is printed. Next number, it will be incremented 3. So 3 to the power of 2 is 9. So like that until you reach the last number 10. So 10 to the power of 10, 100. So that is the work this one is doing. This is known as comprehension, list comprehension. It will combine the for loop and the creation of new elements in a single line. And automatically it will add the new element to the list. Okay. So in the previous for loop, we have the colon. Now we don't have the colon. You can see here, there is no colon. In previous this one, we have colon. Now here we don't have any colon. So in a one single line, we are uh, creating a numerical list and adding them to the list and printing it on the go in one line. Okay, any doubts?
Not clear.
Not clear? Okay, what you do is now,
Clear, Mr. Clear.
no, what you do is you write this simple program, this line. Then you try to you give x to the power of 3 or something and try to print that one. See, if I don't give this like this, if I put this is the for loop. Now you have the numbers. So that numbers you have to convert to list and add that item to the list. See here, first example, see first line. These are just printing the numbers from 1 to 6, but it is not a list. So if you want to put it in a list means you have to convert that item to the list. So 2-3 lines will be written to do this task. Instead of doing this 2-3 lines task, we are achieving that work in only one single line. In one single line, I declared a variable, and here I used list brackets. This one, these are the square brackets used for generating or creating a lists. So how my list is there? See, this is the list. What is this one? I will remove this 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6. This is a list. This one, this range function, what it will do? It will print the 5 numbers like this. So to create these numbers or add these numbers to the list, what we are doing is we are using that exponent function. So for this range, I want the square of numbers. So this will print what? This x in range 1 comma 11 is, this will print just 1 to 11 numbers. But I want to display the squares of that numbers. One square, how much? That will be printed using this one. X to the power of 2, 1 to the power of 2 will be printed here. 2 to the power of 2 will be printed here. 3 to the power of 2 will be printed here. Until you reach the end of the list. You do this line, one program, you will understand this one. Try with another example, cube or force or something. take another variable name. Don't take this name. Execute these two lines. You will understand now what it is. Try this. Try this and see the output.
Mister,
Yeah, tell me.
how I can use Jupyter?
Jupyter.
Yes.
Jupyter, you just type Jupyter here. Jupyter notebook online. Okay, so here you can click any one of this one or this one.
Okay, Mister.
See here you have try classic Jupyter lab or classic notebook. You try any one of this. I have shown you in the video.
Yes, Mister, I forget. Ah,
Yeah.
video.
So here you have to use this one. See Python. Create a file now. File. Open the file or new notebook of Python 3. So this is my new program. So what program we are doing? Okay, run. So it will print the output here. But this will be stored online. in the cloud. Small programs we can do, but big programs, if you want to do, you have to use the editors and do it in your computers. So this one you have done now, this one. So those for whom it is not clear, so do this one. So everybody done this program now?
Yes, Mister.
You got the output?
Yes.
For those who have not understand also, you do it. So okay, if you have finished that, so we will move on to the other topics now. So slicing a list. So if you want to extract a particular group of items in a list, so that is known as a slice. Okay. To make a slice, you specify the index, first and the last element. Okay. So Python stop one item before the second index you specify. So for example, here you say uh, 0 to 3. So 0 to 3 means 4. So it will stop at 2. 0, 1, 2. Then the third one it will not print. So here players 1 comma 4. So 1 means here from Martina. 1, 2, 3. Up to here only it will display. So this kind of questions you will get in your exam. So slicing a list, for example, like students is equal to. So here you have a list of items like this. This is the list of items. Finished now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from this list, I want to print uh, students uh, 0, comma 3. Invalid syntax. Error. That's correct only, no? Sorry. What is the error?
After my name, Mr.
Yeah,
Quotation.
quotation is missing. Okay, so I gave what I gave 0, comma 3. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. But the last will not print like the range function you have seen. So up to Gadir only it has printed. Okay, Nusaiba is a 0, 1 is Asma, and 3 is Gadir. Okay, this is called slice. If we want to get or extract a particular items, so they will ask you in the exam, for instance, like this: what will be the output if you execute the Python uh, command for the given list? Students list is there. For example, like A, comma B, comma C. For that, the command is what is that one? Students of 3 colon, sorry, 2 colon 2 or 1 colon 2, 1 colon 2. So option A, what will be printed? So like this: A, comma B is printed, or will print B, comma C, or it will print A, comma C, or it will print uh, B, comma comma A. So you have to write the option. What will be the output? So select the particular output for that particular list of items. Okay, so example like that. Now we move on to the other options here. See, like this from the last, if you omit the first index in the slice, so Python automatically starts your slice at the beginning. If you omit this one, the starting number, so 4 I want, so 0, 1, 2, 3, so up to here it will be printing. Similarly, if you omit the next one, see here you are saying 2 colon, that's it, so 0, 1, 2, so until the end of the list it will print. So such type of questions you will get in the exam, like print 2 colon, what will happen, what is the output you are getting. Another one, see last one, negative index. So negative index returns an element a certain distance from the end of the list. Therefore, you can opt any slice from the end of the list. So -3 colon. So if you type to return a certain distance from the end of the list. So from the end. Here we have what? 0 to 3. Now I will print. Students. Means you try all the options. So it is printing Amal, Nusaiba, Amal, Aisha, and Shaima. Okay, this one, the last three. Okay, Shaima, Aisha, Amal. So these three it has printed. So now we will try like this. What will happen? We will see. Okay. Now see, it is printing Nusaiba. So if you omit the first one, it will it will print from the first element. So Nusaiba, Asma, Ghadir, Bushra. So three elements it is extracting. 0, 1, 2, 3. That is 2, 3 up to Bushra. So if I give like this, 0, 1, 2. So 3 up to 3 it has to print. Okay, Nusaiba, Asma, Ghadir. If you omit the starting number, so 0, 1, 2. So this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. Okay, students, is it clear this one? Hello?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
Clear,
in the
Mr.
example you write print from 0 to 3. So it should to print four element.
Not 4 element, like range function you have seen, no? How it is printing the range. This one. Why it is not printing 6? It is printing only from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
So you have to give one number extra like that.
Mm.
So here you can see this. Python stops one item before the second index. So before 3 it will stop. So the second index, the first index is 0, the second index is 3. So before 3 it will stop. 0, 1, 2,
Okay, Mister.
like that. Okay, so next one, what is there? The other options, you can try this one. 2 colon minus 3 colon. Try this one so that your doubts will be cleared, or if you face any errors you can tell me now. So this option, this option, this option, try. Then we will move to the other topic, this one. Okay, so try these options and tell me if any errors now. Okay, I will give some 5 minutes time to you. Finished, all of you?
Yes, Mister.
Any errors you have faced?
No.
Other students?
I have finished, Mister.
Okay.
Mister,
Yes, tell me.
what is the answer of the question that you write it in a PowerPoint?
This where here? This one?
Yes. Yes.
So 1 comma 2 0.
Yeah.
So it will print only B. So I
Yeah,
give
but
an
in
example.
the choice.
Just you
Okay.
can.
So the answer it will be only B.
Yeah. Okay, so these are the other options that you can try for slicing the items. Now, you know, in the last lecture we have used this loop. So implement that loop for the list with the slicing option. Like see here, 3 items from the beginning, 0, 1, 2. So this one, this part, you put it in a, we can modify this for SEU in students of 0 colon 3. Okay, then you indentation and write the customized message and convert it to str. You is one, one. So for this list, I printed using this for loop with the slicing option. Invalid syntax. What is the error? Identify the error.
colon Mister.
Okay. So we have combined that option also, list, loops and slicing. So 3 options we combined here. Okay. So students, this one, then for loop, then this one. Okay. So customized message for printing the title is like this, player dot title. That means to print it in a capitalized way if you are giving it in a small letters. Okay, so here small letters are there. So if you use this title, then uh, the messages will be printed. The output will be in the sentenced case. Okay, so that also if you want, you can give here stu dot try like this. Okay, see, n I give small lowercase, but it is printing in the capital letter. Okay, so this is looping through a slice of items. So a subset of elements in the list. Okay, first 3 items. Okay, now they will also ask you in sometimes in the exam, first create an empty list, add the items to the list and make a copy of that list. So how you can create a copy of that list? Okay, so here is the syntax, this one, colon. So here the same, the list is this one. So you can create a copy of this list using this colon. Store it in the other variable. So this is your items and this is your friend's item. So this is also many times they asked in the exam. So you can practice that also. So like you have my food items is equal to, so let us say like milk, bread, cheese, color, peanut butter, color, yes. Okay, then another one, my friend's item, items is equal to the name of the given list. In the brackets, use this one. Okay, so now you try to print my food items and my friend items. So if you want to modify, we can modify that one. Okay, same. But if you want to slice them, you can slice them. Okay. So like this, you can create an exact copy of the list without using a slice. Instead of storing a copy of my food in friend's food, we set friend foods equal to my foods. So you are creating a new variable. To that variable, you are assigning the list. Okay. So both variables now have the common list of items. This one as well as this one. Okay, so you can copy the entire. So they will ask you in the exam like what will be the, what is the output from this one? What will be the output if you run the following on code? Okay, number A, something like this. Okay, C, then D, options you will get. This function will do what? Why we use this function? Okay, otherwise they may also ask you what is the use of the syntax so what is the use of this one? So it will slice the items or will copy or it will add or it will delete. Okay, so you have to choose the correct one. So if you practice this one, then only you can able to identify what it is doing. Now we have seen what is that one? List. Then we have seen slicing. Now there is one more thing in Python which is known as this tuple. It is also a kind of list, but it refers the values cannot change. Immutable. Immutable meaning you cannot change, cannot add or delete or insert, you cannot modify. So that is what known as this tuple. So they will say the difference in the exam, like what is the difference between list and tuple in Python, or how list is different from tuple in Python code. You know what is for example, x is equal to, this is the list, like A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D, okay, comma, E. Okay. So now this list is, normal list is mutable. You can add, you know what you have functions we have seen. We have seen append, insert, okay, delete, okay, then we have seen many options, sorting, reversing, etc., etc. So that kind of things you cannot perform here for a tuple. Okay, Python refers to the values that cannot change. Okay, so here tuple just looks like exact, uh, except the parenthesis is square, not square brackets, the normal parenthesis instead of a square brackets. So once you define a tuple, you can access the individual items by using these indexes. So give me 0. What is there in the 0th element? So it will print 200. What is there in the first element? It will print this 150. So if you try to change the items in the tuple, it will give the error. So instead of that, you have some other operations you can do for modifying. So Python tells us we cannot assign a new value to an item in the tuple. Okay, so this is the syntax. See this one. So the same thing, if I put it in square brackets, what does it mean? What does it mean if I put it in square bracket?
List.
Yeah, list. So it's a mutable. Okay, it's mutable. Okay, so mutable, immutable, you can see the understand the difference. Okay, now we move to the other example here. See, so using the for loop, I am printing the items of a tuple. So for dimension in dimensions, print the dimension. So it will return all the items present in the tuple. Okay, so next one, writing over the tuple. Now see, you will learn to modify the items in the tuple. So this is the previous example, this one. Now if I say like dimensions, same name but different values, it will not give you the errors because it will overwrite the items. It will overwrite the items in the tuple. I say okay, then for x in UITS foods print x. Let us see the output. Okay, apple, mango. So now I will try to modify that items. Here is my mouse. Okay, so instead of this, I will say okay, the items, the name of the list is same, but the items are being overwritten. So difference between the tuple and the, what do you call this one, list, is this one. So it is not giving you the error, but if you try to insert or do something else, it will give you the error. Okay, so what is this next one is conditional testing. So either true or false. So to test the items, to test whether the condition is true or false, so you have the following syntax here. So if the test, Python uses the values true and false to decide whether the code in the if statement is executed. If a conditional test evaluates to true, then Python will execute the remaining set of statements. If it is false, it will not execute the set of statements. Example like this. First value is car is equal to BMW. So car is equal to BMW, you are checking with the conditional test. Then it will print here true. So car is RD, then car is equal to BMW? No. So it is RD. So if you write here RD, it will give you true. So this is a simple testing condition. So simple conditional test conditions to check whether the value of the variable is equal to correct or not. So you can give some statements here, if statements, etc. in your program. So based on this condition, you can execute. If x is less than 10, then execute 1, 2, 3. Else execute another part like that. So here checking for the equality. Okay. You are comparing the value of a variable. Now you see this another example. RD, lowercase, uppercase, you are checking here. So car dot lower is equal to RD, then it is true. That means the existing value here is in capital. So before checking, what you are doing is you are converting it into the lowercase. So car dot lower means it will be small a. So small audi is equal to small audi. Yes, it is true. So it will return true. And if you say car, it will print the item capital. But here see, if you check car is equal to small audi, you'll say false. So lower function does not change the value that was originally stored. It is just for comparison. See, even though you converted it to lower, but when you print the item of the variable car, the value is capital A. So in your programming, you may need such type of conditions checking for equality. So that time you can make use of this Python's lower function and the equality functions. These are known as your conditional testing. Okay. So similarly, you have for numbers, etc. So that we will cover in your next session. So for you, if you have any doubts, please raise the questions so that we can clarify, and we will move on to the assessment type quiz we have to conduct. So we will conduct the quiz on Blackboard. Okay. So you start preparing next week, second class, Wednesday. Okay. Is that okay? Next week, 4th, that is 4th November. 4th November, is it okay?
For me, it's okay.
Girls?
Me also, it's okay.
Still,
Yeah.
in which chapter?
Yes.
We will have from 4 lectures.
Chapter 3.
First one is installation. Now, if you want, we can skip the first one. We can just download. So 2, 3, 4 we can keep. First one is installation of Python. Yeah.
Mister, the question will
Multiple
be
choice,
multiple
fill in the
choice.
blanks. True or false, like that. Mostly multiple choice. So 4th November will be okay.
Yes.
All of you.
Yes.
So we will complete in the Sunday's class, the remaining things, and we will go for the test on the Wednesday's class in the Blackboard. Okay, so Blackboard, I will give you specific time. So in that time period, you complete the test.
Mr. 1 hour?
Yeah, 1 hour or 1.5 hour, like that.
No, mister.
Hmm.
Put it a lot.
Multiple choice question, how much time?
حتى لو
How much? 2 days? 3 days? How much time you want? Tell me.
1 day, mister.
1 day is too much. It is not final exam.
But mister, we have a lot of classes on Wednesday, so we don't have time.
Yeah, but the time we can change maybe after your classes or somewhere like that.
زين بنات إذا فاضيات خلينا يوم الخميس.
Hmm? Pardon me?
Nothing, Mr. I told them if they are free in Thursday.
Free in Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday, it is up to you. I will put it in the blackboard. You can write it.
Okay, mister. Put it in Thursday.
Okay. Okay, I will put it on Thursday. Okay. So you practice the today's session, all the commands what we have given. Okay. Try to find the differences in one syntax with the other syntax. Okay. Any other
Mister,
doubts? Yeah, tell me.
on Thursday at what time?
You tell your convenient time.
Mister,
When you start the quiz, it will have specific time period. Like if you are starting it at 11 o'clock, maybe after 2 hours means 1 o'clock it will finish.
mister, put it more than 2 hours.
How much time you want? Okay, I'll put 3 hours.
5 hours, mister.
5 hours is fine, not final exam. This is just for 10 marks only, no?
Mister, 10 mark? A lot?
Yeah. Okay, we will see that one.
Mister,
So,
send it in the morning and we will send it to you in the end of the day.
see, that will be there, but when you are taking, that will be mattering. When you start at 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock it will finish like that. One day is too much. 2, 3 hours is okay, no?
المستر قصده إنه بيحط 3 ساعات. زين متى ما أنت فتحت الاختبار هو بيحسب لمدة 3 ساعات، يعني تخلص الاختبار في 3 ساعات.
Talatsa, you have to khalas within that time.
أيوة.
Okay, I will inform you about the time. Okay, the time length. Okay, any other questions? Gadir, your laptop is fixed now. Bushra, is it fixed? Amal,
Yes, Mr. Fix.
you bought new one?
Yes.
How much configuration? Configuration. RAMs, processor, hard disk.
Right, Mr.
Is it HP or which company?
HP.
Hmm.
8 RAM.
If you go to my computer, right click properties, it will show RAM, processor.
Sir, i5.
Okay, okay. 64-bit, no?